Hello, everyone. Welcome to CRM 740 Foundations of Homeland Security. I'm Dr. Sutmeller, and I've been studying Homeland Security and terrorism since about 2008. And I really enjoy this class. We're going to dig into what the United States Homeland Security enterprise looks like, starting with around 9/11, and then kind of working up to present day. We're going to examine a lot of policy documents. This is very much a policy type class. So we're going to look at, how does the United States protect itself? How have things changed over the years? And is that good or is that bad? And we're going to kind of analyze all those kinds of different things. Anytime throughout this course, if you ever have questions, please feel free to get a hold of me. Email is always the best way to do that. I also have some office hours that are listed in the syllabus. And then you can also, call me on my work phone if you want. If I'm not there, leave me a message. But if you send me an email, I promise you I'll get back to you within 24 hours if it's during a regular work week. If it's on a weekend, it may take me a little longer than that, depending on what I got going on. But under normal circumstances, you should receive a response within 24 hours. If the 24-hour time period has passed and you have not heard from me, please do email me again. Who knows? Sometimes things just get lost. Who knows where they go? So please do send me an email again if you don't hear something from me the first time within 24 hours. All right, there's going to be several different kinds of assignments through this class. Let's talk about how it's kind of set up. All right, so there's no textbook for this class. So all your readings, all your course materials are going to be in Blackboard. So I've got Blackboard set up into different sections, kind of by, each section is kind of similar type of topics. So I have a folder in Blackboard for each section, and within each section then I have a weekly folder that'll have all the materials that you need for that particular week within that weekly folder. So each week you'll have some reading assignments, and those will be outlined both in the folder in Blackboard, and then also in the syllabus. It'll give you tell you what we're reading every week. Some of it is journal articles, some of it is various different policy documents. We're going to read part of the 9/11 report, so we're going to kind of a real nice broad base of Homeland Security in America. And we're actually going to start off with the 9/11 report because you can't talk about where we've come and where we're going if you don't know where we were, right? So 9/11 was really this watershed moment, so we really have to start there and then work our way forward. So because it's online, there will be some online assignments every week. So generally, there will be a discussion forum. I know it's not the same as kind of sitting in a room and talking about stuff, but hopefully we can get some pretty good discussions going. So I'll post a topic, and then everybody has to write an initial response, and then you have to respond to one other person's post. And those will be due by 11:59 p.m. On Sunday each week. So every week on Monday morning, 8 a.m., whatever the materials for that week will open up, and then everything will be due by Sunday, 11:59. Okay, we also have what's called critical infrastructure assignments. Okay, so there's 16 critical infrastructures identified by the Department of Homeland Security. So every other week, you're going to be required to do 2 critical infrastructure assignments. So essentially what that means is I assign you 2 critical infrastructures every 2 weeks. And then you'll have to find a news article that discusses some sort of threat to that particular critical infrastructure, and then write a one-page paper describing the threat and discuss how it impacts our national homeland security. Now, these news sources, these news articles, must be from legit news sources. We're talking about things like CNN, New York Times, Fox, KY3, okay, Google News. It has to be a legit news source, not just some website that has some story on it, okay? If you do not use a legit news source, there will be a deduction for that particular assignment. Now, I have a link in the syllabus to the web page that lists all the critical infrastructures. My advice to you is to go there and read through them, because some of them seem somewhat similar. Okay, so if I assign you a particular infrastructure and you find me a news article that you think talks about that infrastructure, but it actually talks about a different one that is somewhat similar, you will get 0 points. Okay, if it's not for that correct infrastructure, you will not get any points for that assignment. So my advice to you is to go and familiarize yourself with what the different infrastructures are and what they are not before you start any of these assignments. And finally, there will be a final paper, like in many grad classes. So you have to complete a 15 to 20 page research paper on a homeland security issue or policy of your choice. Okay, really, it's up to you, whatever your particular interest is within homeland security. And I'm pretty flexible with this. Okay, I really want you to write a paper about something that you're interested in. So you have to have 10 scholarly or official sources. Okay, and I list kind of what appropriate sources are. If you do not know what appropriate sources are, please either look at APA guidelines, get a hold of me. Things like trade journals, newsletters, newspaper articles, magazines, those things are not appropriate sources. Okay, things, books, peer-reviewed journal articles, congressional reports, white papers, those types of things are appropriate sources. So if you have questions, please let me know, okay? But you have to use at least 10 appropriate sources for this paper. Now, if you have 10 appropriate sources and you have a newspaper article that you think applies or something like that, fine. That's fine. As long as you have 10 appropriate sources that you actually use in the paper to use. Okay, so I've got the paper broken up into various assignments. Okay, so on October 2nd, you're going to have to turn in to me your topic and preliminary list of 10 appropriate sources. Okay, so the topic should be written in a sentence form and should provide enough information to me that I can determine whether or not it's appropriate. Okay, and then sources, they must be written in APA 7th edition format. Okay, if they're not, you're going to get deductions. Okay, and if they're not even close, you're going to get zeros. Okay, y'all are in grad school. Y'all can go and find an APA manual or go to the Purdue OWL website and figure out how to cite things in 7th edition APA format. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to help you. Okay, but when you turn in these 10 sources for this assignment, it should look like a references page that adheres to APA 7th edition format. All right, so then a rough draft will be due on November 6th. That'll be worth 30 points. And this should be a full-length edited paper. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting this to be perfect because it's a rough draft. But the more appropriate it is, the more close it is, the better I can give you feedback and helpful comments about your paper. If it's not close or if it's just a jumbled mess, like there's not much I can do with that to help you. Okay, I make you turn in a rough draft because I want to help you with creating a really good final project. Okay, but it must be the appropriate number of pages. And then finally, the final paper is due on December the 9th. Oh, also, students should not use direct quotations in their papers. Okay? At a minimum, it should be minimally used. Okay? But really, direct quotation should almost never be used in papers, and I would prefer if they're not used at all in this paper. Okay, another assignment for this class is some NIMS training, Introduction to Incident Command Systems. This really is the most basic FEMA training. So I want everybody to take this. It's due at the end of the semester. You'll need a FEMA ID to take it. And if you go to the link that I have in the syllabus, you'll see there's another link on that web page where you can apply for that ID so that you can take this course. And to prove that you've taken it, you'll need to just submit your PDF completion certificate that you get. If you've already taken it, because I know some of you are working in the field, fine. Just turn in your PDF of your certificate. All right, late assignments. Everything is due on Sunday night by 11:59 p.m. But I do accept late assignments. There's a 25% deduction every day that the assignment is late. So if something is due 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, you turn it in at 12:01 on Monday morning, you lose 25%. So if the assignment is worth 10 points, that means the most you'd be able to earn at that point was 7.5 points. Okay, and then if there's deductions, they're taken off of that 7.5. Okay, and then on down the line until the assignments aren't worth any points anymore. There's a lot of university policies that apply to these courses. There's a link in Blackboard on the course webpage that says university policies. If you need to look at some of those policies, you'll be able to find them all there. All right, I think that's about it. If you're watching this video, you're already in the Getting Started module. Make sure you finish all the stuff in there and then move on to Module 1 for this week. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to the semester. I'll see you next week.